Hi, this is Chris from Orange Coast College's Art Department with another 2-minute tip. Today we're covering using clipping masks together in a clipping group. Now, let's use this circle as an example, but let's turn it into a sphere. First of all, I'm just going to pop in a shadow layer down below, but I want to add some highlights and shading to it, so I'm going to add another layer here and call it highlight. And then take a big old airbrush with white and just paint it kind of like in the highlight area. So how about right about there? And that's okay. Obviously I'm missing the circle, and that's a problem. And we'll solve that with a clipping mask. Let's do the same thing, but this time with some shading. And I think now I want to come in here with another brush, but this time with some black, and really just I'm going to overshoot my sphere here. And that's starting to look terrible, right? Let's make a clipping mask. And what we can do is I like to use the Option key to click between my base layer and the layer above. And that uses the base layer to clip the layer above. I can also do it with a menu, both on this flyout or using a right click. And that extra highlight and extra shading just went away. Now I can come in here with an eraser and put in some reflected light into my shaded area. So let's bounce some lighting up off the floor there. Now what if we wanted to color the sphere? I'm going to go ahead and just drop a big old color layer, and I don't really care about the extents of it because I've got the clipping group, and I put it in between the base and the clipping group. But that still doesn't look great, and here's where it comes in that if we make multiple layers we can change the blending mode. So let's turn the highlight blending mode to overlay. And sometimes I go back and forth between overlay and soft light. Let's turn the shading to multiply. And then I can adjust the opacity to somewhere where I think it's starting to look good. So I want that shading to be a little bit darker. And I can even do something like in my shadow, I can create, and this time I'm going to do it with the menu command, a new group, and I can use that box which says use previous layer to create clipping group. So let's do a little shadow coloring, and I can sample that orange and maybe bring it in here to color up a bit of that shadow. And let's try hard light. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's see what this looks like when we remove all our clipping masks. Yuck. So no problem at all. I'm just going to start from the base and work my way back up. Put all those masks in. We got some clipping groups. I hope that helps. Now let's go make some great art.